Bob, from where you were sitting, what was the issues you were having on defense? Why was it so hard for you to stop them today?
They played really well. We went to the 1-3-1 and we didn't do this, and we just don't do things very well on the fly, and it's my fault. I mean, I think a couple of the assistants thought we should give it a look in the first half to see how they attacked it, and I should have done it after a dead ball, and I didn't do it, and then they got a real easy look. But they played really, really well. And I don't know. I've watched a lot of tape. I haven't seen them play that well, and we didn't play very well. And that happens.
Raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Huggins. Far right side, about the 6th row.
Roger Rubin from the New York Daily News. Bob, when you said that you guys don't do things very well on the fly, are you suggesting that there was a different defense that you might have wanted to use that you hadn't worked on much?
No, I shouldn't have went from playing man to playing 1-3-1 without a dead ball. We were playing man, and we were, I don't know, it was probably a 6-point game or something like that, or maybe it wasn't even that much, and they hit 2 threes when we switched, and I shouldn't have done it on the fly. I mean, we had to do it. We had to give it a look, but it probably wasn't the right time.
Let's go to the front row on the left side.
Coach, with Deshaun, how bad did you think it was initially, considering the way he reacted, and what did you say to him when you saw him down?
Well, I mean, I knew it was bad because Day's really a tough guy. I mean, Deshaun's, and I've said this repeatedly, and I mean it. He's a really, really good player. He's a lot better person. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And when I went out, it was more. He felt like he let his team down than it was about the injury, and that's Deshaun. I mean, that's the way he is. He's got such a great heart.
Raise your hand if you have a question. Go back to the front row here on the right side.
Bob, can you sort of give a summary of your thoughts on this season? Obviously, right now it's a low point, but can you talk about the things you've accomplished this year?
Well, we've got great guys, and we thought we had a chance in the beginning of the year and to be a good basketball team, and we fought through a lot of things. The Dennis sitting for 22 games. I mean, I think if Dennis plays the whole year, I mean, he's a totally different player. It's just it made it difficult trying to get him involved because he is a guy who can score the ball for us. Joe not being able to play for about 2/3 of the year. I mean, we put him in games, but he really couldn't play. And then Truck going down, and I mean, and I think through all of it, our guys have done a great job of persevering and working their way through things. They're good guys. They're just they're guys who put the team and the welfare of others before themselves, and that's a great character to have.
Let's come to the 5th row down the aisle.
Bob, can you maybe put into context the career that Deshaun Butler had? You've talked to us about how much you have enjoyed coaching him and the spectacular season he had with the last-second game-winning shots, and really had an extraordinary season for you.
Well, I started coaching Deshaun when he was a sophomore, and Joe Alexander had the breakout year, and they told me he was very happy kind of being Joe's sidekick, and everybody trying to stop Joe and enabling him to be able to do things. And then his junior year, I think the first exhibition game, he got 36 or 38, and he was in the locker room apologizing to everybody that he shot the ball too much. He didn't get his teammates involved. And I'm like, come here, man, I need to talk to you. I mean, if we're going to have a chance, if we're going to be any good, you're going to have to score the ball for us. And he's done it. I didn't think he was as assertive today as what, he has been. If you can be too good a guy, he's too good a guy. He really is concerned about everybody else and getting his teammates involved and, those guys. And he doesn't want to hurt the team in any way. But when you're the third leading scorer anywhere behind Jerry West and Hot Rod Hundley, you've had a heck of a career. And he's done it with class. He's done it with dignity. Monday we didn't practice Monday, and he certainly had a lot of media obligations, and he did that. And then when that was over with, we had a lady who had a heart attack during the second half of the Kentucky game, and she wouldn't leave her house until the game was over with. And Deshaun found out about it, and I didn't know about it until he told me. But somebody told him about it. He left after doing media pretty much all day. He went to the hospital, spent an hour with the lady talking to her and just thanking her for how much the fans and how much their support means to him. And you don't find guys like that very often. I mean, here's a guy who's really, and he's a great guy, and he's a good interview. He was kind of a media darling because and what was more important to him was really go spend some time with a lady who kind of probably put her life at jeopardy by not going right to the hospital so she could watch the end of the game.
A couple rows back on the aisle.
Bob Ford, Philadelphia Inquirer. Bob, you studied Duke closely, obviously, before this game. They put themselves in pretty good position to take a run at another title here. What is it going to take to beat them here? I mean, obviously, the one answer is you don't run into a day like they had today. But as you look at them, what beats them?
Well, I think you what's really hard is if you try to do too many things to keep the ball out of those three guys, and those three perimeter guys are terrific. You turn the other two guys loose at the rim to rebound the ball, and that you can't. I don't think you can let them offensive rebound the ball. I told our guys, but I say that, and my center's 6'6", and there's a 7'1". And what happens is they get you so deep, and then he does a great job putting a body on you. I mean, he constantly has a body on you, and then it becomes a reaching game. Well, my experience has been 7'1" guys outreach 6'6" guys every time, and they they don't force things, and they throw it back out, and they get step in threes, and Mike's done a great job with them. I mean, he's done an unbelievable job with them.